Hello beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning into today's reading video. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the energy oracle cards deck just to see what begins to show up in the energy. So what can I channel for all of the beautiful souls tuned into today's reading? Here we have the walking away card in the upright position, and this is sitting on the third eye chakra. Now this is going to be the most random but very specific message or download for someone. So, I'm really not sure who this is for, but I'm strongly getting this message coming through someone who walked away or disconnected from you. I'm hearing because they were scared or triggered in some way. Is being pulled back into your life, or is going to be coming back or trying to make their way back into your life. For some of you, this could be multiple people. Of course, on this path that we've been channeling into, for those of you who are part of this collective in a really strong way, there has been this recent theme of the way your energy, the way you operate, the way you live your life affects and really triggers others. At times, it pushes them away because they aren't prepared for the intensity of your light or your energy. But now what we're picking up is how you are going to begin to notice that certain individuals or groups of people who initially were triggered by your light or by something about you might actually find themselves drawn back into your life. This feels like a really psychic process taking place here. This is sitting on the third eye chakra. What I'm seeing here is these individuals again, for whoever this message is for, because this might be very specific, so only take this if it does resonate for you. These individuals are feeling you psychically. I'm just hearing they're unable to forget you because of how you've psychically affected them. In the case of this specific person, for this group, they thought that they could physically detach from you and forget about you, but they've been surprised by how your energy has lingered with them. This is going to make this person desire to come back into your life or attempt to make their way back into your life. For some of you, this person may have already reached back out to you, or they might already be connecting with you. For others of you, I'm hearing it'll happen when you least expect it. So this might be a person who, the second you really feel as though you begin to fully move forward or even kind of forget about them, they sense that shift in your energy. And again, they've been feeling you psychically this whole time, and you've been lingering with them energetically. When they sense that you have detached in some way, that is the moment that they make their way back into your life. For others of you, this may be a sign for you to practice the art of detachment. So if there is a specific person you are hoping to reconnect with who may have disconnected from you in the past very suddenly, then this message might actually be a sign to focus on really loving yourself, empowering yourself, living your life to the fullest, and detaching to the best of your ability from this other person physically. There is this shift in your energy that takes place through detachment that I sense they are, if you've already detached, or that they are going to, if you're in the process of detaching, going to sense and respond to by wanting to make their way back into your life. I know this has been kind of an oddly specific way to start this reading, but maybe this is connecting with someone in that specific way personally. Of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments if anything here is connecting with you in that personal way. You can also let me know in the comments how you've been feeling recently, because we have been going through a lot astrologically. The thing about this energy recently, and really not just this energy, but this tends to be the case with very intense energies in general, is that they're very two-sided. It's kind of like a really powerful wave that you can either ride on top of, and it can carry you really far. You can feel like you're flying really high, in a sense, or you can get knocked over by the wave and feel kind of pushed under. For some of you listening, you might be feeling one or the other of those extremes, but I'm feeling really guided to say that if you're feeling what we might label as the negative side of that extreme energy, Then reclaim your power by affirming to yourself that the fact you are experiencing this energy in an intensely negative way is actually a sign that you are capable of harnessing this energy and really riding on top of that wave, so to speak, and experiencing the same level of energetic intensity, but to the positive instead of to the negative, if that makes sense. I would love to speak in future videos on more tactics and techniques that you can use to really stabilize yourself and stay on top of that energetic wave, so to speak. Do let me know in the comments if that is something you would like to hear more about. Also, I usually say this at the beginning, but if you would like a more specific message from the reading today, I do really recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so let's get back into this message. I don't know why, but I'm feeling this strong intuitive sense that for the group who is really resonating with this message about this person coming back into your life, I'm seeing that you are really wanting more detailed information on this. So I feel some of you may have been listening to that segment of the reading and thinking, yes, this is for me. Can I get more info if that was you? I've really felt and heard that energetically, and I am going to be channeling more into this. Thank you for sending your own powerful energy and intentions to the reading, because this really is a co-creative process. Okay, so can I get more information about this person who disconnected or detached from you? Who thought they could forget about you, but now they're coming back into your life? Okay, so I got the contract card, and I heard hidden contract. This is someone who, when the two of you connected or when they did detach because they were triggered in some way, this person was going through some kind of hidden karmic contract or karmic pattern that I feel they weren't open about. I'm hearing it was too soon, or it was too soon to tell you. Maybe this was someone you had only met recently, or maybe it was someone that you had known for a while. But there was something that they just felt embarrassed about opening up about. And I just feel that they were going through something when the two of you met or were last connected that they weren't open with you about. Even though I'm getting you would have been very understanding about whatever this person was going through, I'm just hearing that they were too embarrassed to open up about whatever it was they were experiencing. So they put on some kind of front here with the deceit card. Now, I don't necessarily get a negative connotation from the deceit card in this context. I feel as though this person was more so wearing some kind of mask because they wanted you to perceive them in a certain way. I'm hearing they wanted you to see them as a happy, confident, successful person, and something about the heavy cycle or heavy karmic situation they were going through felt to them very opposite of how they wanted you to perceive them. So they chose to disconnect rather than sharing the truth with you. Now, this person has shifted energetically, and this is why they're coming back into your life. With the indecision card reversed, when the two of you last connected, this may have been a very wishy-washy kind of back and forth energy. They may have been in limbo on something. So quite literally, they may not have felt that they were able to move forward with you at the time, but they also felt they couldn't be fully open with you about why. So that could be the case. If that doesn't resonate, then it simply could be that for whatever reason, this person was very unsure. I'm hearing unsure how to handle you, how to handle your energy, and this does seem that it may have had something to do with their circumstances at that time. Now, this is a completely random side message. I love when the guides surrounding this reading come through with a message that feels completely out of left field, but for some reason they want me to share with someone that you have a lot of people who silently watch you and observe you, think about you, and feel inspired by you, but are completely silent. Now, this has come up before in past readings, but for some reason I'm being so guided to really emphasize this in this particular reading. Maybe it's that that's exactly what this person was doing. In the time they were detached, they were somehow staying connected to you emotionally, energetically, or even physically. If you have some kind of presence online or creations you publicly share with the world or some public-facing persona, somehow I feel this person was getting information about you or able to perceive you, even when they were detached from you. You may have felt crazy for thinking this, but they were still connected to you in some way, and I feel that's going to be confirmed to you, either subtly or overtly, when this person does re-enter your life. Now, I want to know a bit more about how they're now feeling decisive. Okay, decisive. Because they're feeling very emotional at this time. They're feeling very connected to their own emotions, which tells me that whatever karmic pattern or cycle they were going through may have been something that was affecting their baseline energy. Meaning it was keeping them in this kind of artificial or unnatural state where they weren't capable of fully sinking into their heart space and connecting with how they were really feeling. Now, there can be so many reasons that their baseline energy was being affected. This could be that they were so busy with their work, with their life, with their responsibilities that they, out of necessity, really felt that they had to disconnect from their emotional world. In other cases, it may be that this person was actually dealing with a karmic person or some kind of contract that was actually binding them, in a sense, or preventing them from really accessing what they were feeling on a deeper level. I am going to see if we can channel a bit more about this. For some reason, I'm just so curious about going really deep into this energy today, which tells me that this is actually most likely resonating with many people listening, and many of you are actively calling forth this information as well. I'm hearing, when this person leans into their heart, they become the Emperor, because we have the Emperor card sitting on the heart space here. This is about this person having stabilized themselves, grounded themselves, connected with their heart, and really gotten back into their sense of personal empowerment and clarity. The thing about them is, this is someone who waited to come forward until that moment when they felt like they really had it together. They were really stable, grounded, feeling good about themselves, feeling empowered, clear of this karmic contract or situation that was disconnecting them from their heart. I'm hearing because that's what you deserved. So this might be someone who, when we talked about them not knowing how to handle your energy, part of the reason they didn't know how to handle it may have been because they felt that you deserved the world, that you were everything they wanted, that you had so many qualities they desired to connect with. But something about the timing, or the circumstances or other situations going on in their life made it feel like almost the wrong time, bad timing, feeling unprepared for having met you at that time. It's like, yes, I always wanted to meet and connect with someone like you, but I wish it hadn't happened at this time. Because for whatever reason, given the circumstances at that time, they felt unable to fully give you what you deserved. So rather than just getting vulnerable, removing the mask, and continuing to move this forward, they seem to just shut down and disconnect, or go silent, or go cold, or something along those lines. But now, this person is really embodying the Emperor. Again, I feel I'm speaking to two different groups, some of you who have already heard from this person or seen signs of them reconnecting with you or coming back into your life, and others of you who haven't yet heard from this person. Maybe you've kind of sensed them energetically or wondered if they're going to be reaching out, but you haven't yet gotten that confirmation. This very video might actually be part of your confirmation that this person is going to be coming back into your life in some way. Let's go ahead and reshuffle the cards. I feel this is an energy we've actually channeled before for many of you, but when we channeled it previously, by the way, it's so rare that I can consciously call back to very specific energies that we've channeled in prior reading videos. Something about this feels significant. Like the guides want you to know if this feels like it's resonating or a continuation of something we've talked about in a previous video that connected with you. There's a reason for that. That might be a further sign of confirmation for you. I feel in the past we said something along the lines of this person is disconnecting from you because they felt triggered but they're going to be coming back as soon as they feel like they have things together. Well, now they've reached that point where they've gotten their life together, they've gotten themselves together, they're feeling in a more stable headspace, they're really beginning to embody that emperor energy. And that is what is bringing us to the cusp of this reconnection here. Of course, time doesn't really exist at the level of energy. So, I like to say that whenever you do align with this video and it feels resonant for you intuitively, that's when the messages are meant for you. Whether that's today as of when I'm literally posting this reading, or months, or even years down the road. Always trust your intuition as guidance, even when your intuition leads you to a piece of content that may have been created a really long time ago. Because again, time really doesn't exist from this higher level, more quantum perspective that we are channeling from. Let's see if we can get more information on how this person wants to move forward with you. What I'm really curious about, because we've established that they already have or soon will be reconnecting. Okay, let's actually first talk about how they're going to be reconnecting. Maybe this will be a confirmation for some of you who have already heard from this person. If you haven't yet heard from them, then this will help you know what to expect. So how will this person? Oh, I heard intuitively, most importantly, they're going to be very strategic and intuitive about how they approach you and how they come back into your life. I'm seeing someone type and retype a message so many times and then save it in their phone notes and wait to send it. It's like this person is waiting for what they feel to be a perfect window of opportunity with this perfectly crafted either text message or, again, it doesn't have to be a text. It could be them somehow meeting you in person or calling you or connecting with you on social media. But it does feel extremely well thought out and strategic, as though they're waiting for the right window of time. I'm hearing the moment of opportunity, so you might do or say something that actually opens that door, even though you're not doing this intentionally. For example, let's say, and this is just a random example, but let's say you post something on social media, you're happy, thriving, living your life. You share something, and this person, even though you didn't post it to get their attention or to get them to reach out to you, because again, you've detached from this person, they use that as a window of opportunity to ask about your life or to connect with you or reach out to you in some way. That's kind of how this energy feels, like they use something pre-existing to get their foot in the door to spark some kind of conversation. I'm hearing to put out feelers. It's almost like this person is very hesitant, very strategic, trying to put out feelers to gauge your reaction to them, especially since they seem to have gone silent or disconnected. It's almost like they reach out or reconnect, not even really knowing if you're going to be responsive to it or not, which is part of why they're so strategic. I'm hearing that if you did respond to this person already, they felt this overwhelming sense of relief because they had been worried that maybe they had completely ruined things with their silence or that period of detachment. Of course, you may not feel guided intuitively to respond to this person, and that's entirely up to you. I am by no means telling you, yes, reconnect with them, because your personal situation will be unique to you. Of course, always do whatever is for your highest good, your highest alignment, and you can only know whether or not that involves responding to this person. But if you did respond, or when you do, this person feels an immense sense of joy and relief. I'm hearing it's good to see you again, or it's good to see your name again. Maybe this person just likes feeling connected to you, seeing your name on their phone if you're messaging or calling, or just seeing you in person if this is a physical reconnection. It's strange because although I get that this person was the one who detached or disconnected from you, I'm also feeling like they actually missed you during that period of time. It's like they were trying to get themselves and their life together, but they were always keeping the thought of you in the back of their mind during that time, hoping for some kind of reconnection here. Now, when we talk about this person's actual intention, it's interesting because we get the 3 of Cups leading to the 10 of Cups. This progression is extremely telling. What this tells me is, if this situation has romantic undertones, so if this person is someone potentially romantic for you, then this is someone who is, yes, hoping to start with a new friendship by kindling just some kind of happy, friendly connection. I'm hearing something about keeping things light. This is someone who definitely wouldn't, in those initial interactions reconnecting, bring up anything really dark or really heavy, or probably wouldn't even bring up that period of time they were absent, because they want to keep things really light, really optimistic, really positive. They're really just hoping you will respond in a positive way and be open to some kind of friendship or connection, maybe even to getting together in some kind of light, happy way. This might be just meeting up, and again, it has this undertone of being something that's very positive but also very light in nature and not necessarily romantic. However, the fact we have the 10 of Cups tells me, although they're using this 3 of Cups, this idea of friendship, of positive reconnection, etc., to get their foot in the door of your life ultimately, they are actually hoping for something really long-term here, because this often is a marriage card or a card for long-term connection. I'm just hearing you are my person. So if this is romantic, this person sees you as their person in this lifetime, and they want a very long-term partnership or connection here. If this is not romantic for you, then even still, this is someone who wants something very stable, very solid, very consistent, and very long-term with you. We also have the Ace of Pentacles card here, so let's see how this card is playing in. How does this Ace of Pentacles card connect here? Okay, so there's something here about letting go of the past, opening up some kind of sharing, letting go of past issues, opening up to a brand new opportunity, making some kind of offer of stability, wanting to manifest something together. Can I get more clarification on this? Seizing opportunities, letting go of regret with the 4 of Cups in the reverse position. Okay, so as this person has been feeling your energy linger, they are realizing that if they don't attempt to seize some kind of opportunity here, they're going to live in regret. For some reason, I keep hearing about some friend or person around them that seems to really have been encouraging them to reach out to you or to reconnect with you, saying, if you don't connect with or reach back out to this person, you're going to regret it. I'm not sure why I'm getting that really strongly here as well. So I'm hearing, can we start over again with the Fool card? It's almost like this is someone who might come in just really wanting to start fresh with you, wanting to start back over, because it's almost like you were introduced or you met or connected when the timing was wrong and they were very overwhelmed or stressed out. Or there was a lot going on in their life that was keeping them from fully connecting to their heart, as we channeled earlier. But now this person has overcome those karmic cycles or patterns, or their life has settled down and they're really beginning to stabilize and connect more with their inner emotions. As they do that, they're realizing it's almost like they're hitting themselves over the head, because they're realizing they had this huge opportunity with someone like you that they forfeited because the timing was wrong. Now they're hoping it's not too late to potentially come back in, start over, and take a chance on that opportunity here. I just keep hearing, is it too late so? That might really be what this person is most wondering when it comes to you. They're wondering, is it too late to reconnect? Have I waited too long? Did it take me too long to stabilize? I also feel this was someone who was really lacking in self-confidence when the two of you last connected. Whether they showed that or not, which I'm actually getting, they hid this very well. I feel that was part of the mask they were wearing, pretending to be more confident in themselves, their life, or their circumstances than they really were. They've really been focusing on building that sense of self-confidence, overcoming past obstacles, and they seem to be in a much higher vibrational state of being, which again has now naturally inspired them to connect with you, this super high vibrational person they had this opportunity to meet, that they're worried they may have forfeited. Once again, I keep picking up there's some friend or someone in their ear that seems to be telling them, hey, you need to reach back out to this particular person, or you're really going to regret it in the long run. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. Wow, okay. When the two of you last connected, and again, I feel they hid this, but this person was really in a Ten of Swords energy. So they were going through something extremely heavy that they're now pulling themselves together from, that they've now restabilized from. Through that process of restabilization, they've had to release a lot of fears here as well. But this has ultimately really put them back in this state of Sun card energy, where they're in a much more positive, stable, happy state of being. I keep getting something about timelines playing a role here as well. Like you are someone who's been very committed to this high vibrational timeline. We've talked about this before, but essentially sometimes you'll meet people who temporarily kind of connect with that higher energy and meet you on that higher timeline, and then can't sustain that frequency at the time long term. So it's almost like they fade out of your reality because they are disconnected from that timeline when their frequency lowers again. But they still remember you and remember meeting you on that higher timeline. And your energy and essence really linger with them and actually ultimately inspire them to realign themselves to that higher state of being. This is so interesting. It's almost as though that's exactly what happened with this person. So they were working on themselves, being blocked out of your life, and during that time they were working on getting their life together in essence. From a vibrational perspective, they were raising their frequency, and now they've reached this point where they're once again capable of connecting with you or reconnecting with you because they've raised their vibration back to your higher vibrational timeline. So it may have looked as though this person had detached or disconnected from you, and technically speaking, from a purely 3D perspective, that may have happened. But really, from a vibrational perspective, from an energy perspective, they quite literally couldn't continue speaking to or connecting with you, because when they dropped back down in terms of frequency, the two of you were just not on the same wavelength. So you were naturally kind of repelled out of each other's realities. But now that's changing because again, I see this person stabilizing their frequency at a higher level where they're now capable of connecting with you in a consistent way. And they're sensing that intuitively, which is why they're reaching back out or why they are reconnecting with you. Now, I know this has been such a deep and pretty specific message, so it won't be for everyone. But if this is for you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Also, if you are connecting here with this reading, I will be continuing this reading on Patreon. So we will be going into more detail about how this person is thinking and feeling, how the situation might potentially move forward. We will also be opening up that extended reading and channeling more messages regarding who or what might be connecting with your energy at this time. So if this reading hasn't necessarily been for you, you might also find messages for you in that extended reading, as we really open things up energetically and channel a lot more threads of energy that will come through that reading. If you do choose to join me next on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I'm going to close this first reading on YouTube here with the Rumi Oracle cards. You who show the way in Cosmic Heart, I'm hearing you show the way by keeping your heart open. So let's go ahead and read a little bit from the guidebook here. The guidebook says this oracle comes to you with a special message. You are an inspiration. You are helping those around you, and even many of whom you are unaware. You are doing this because this is your path. This is your gift. To live a life dedicated to the growth of consciousness, and through that dedication inspire others to receive the loving consciousness of the great beloved can benefit them so greatly. No matter what their situation or circumstances, you are not doing this through any effort or will. You are doing this because this is your nature, your being, your way. Just as the sun breaks through the darkness with its own light, shining light with its presence by simply being. So too does your inner sun, your soul. That feels like a beautiful place to close the reading today. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy.